Get your coffee, get your tea, get your love.
Love.
Another mother, Poddio. Hey.
Hey.
Guys, at the top of the show, out of respect for aviation, I want to give a moment of silence for Flight 5432, as well as the Black Hawk helicopter that crashed into Flight 5432 while it was on approach. We want to give a moment of silence for all of those people that were on board, regular people like you and me, obviously the skaters, our military civilians who put their lives on the line for us. Obviously, I know this was tragic and how the details unfold. However, at the end of the day, they are still military and we want to respect them for the service. So we're just going to give about 15 seconds if you guys can join us with a moment of silence and send your prayers and good energy to those families that are affected right now.
So very, very heavy. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on in the world right now, y'all. Just keep your head up, you know. And in the spirit of keep your head up, Lisa Renee, how are you doing? Because you are a flight attendant. You not only are a flight attendant, you are from the DMV. You fly into DC. That's an airplane that you take on your off flights. Like this is kind of really close to home for you. There's a lot of different
Yeah,
circumstances that could have had you involved in a whole nother way where we wouldn't have
yeah.
been blessed with your presence right now. So how are you doing considering all of that?
It's tough. Um, I did a live and stupidly, guys, I deleted the live because I don't know what I'm doing. So let me tell y'all, when y'all doing a live, and I need to laugh because my heart is so heavy. I need to laugh. So when you do a live, YouTube wants to give you a highlight of your live. I didn't ask y'all to give me a
Yeah, I didn't
highlight.
ask for no highlight.
I know what the highlight was, deleted that. So then they posted my live, but then they gave me a processing thing. So two different videos. What I didn't know is when you click delete the processing, it deletes your video. So
Damn.
my live was deleted. But let me regurgitate, and really it is regurgitate what I said on that live. My heart is very, very heavy. Um, I know every day what crew members go through. You know, I know the safety measures that we have to upheld on every flight. I know a lot of times passengers get frustrated with us when we're asking you things, but we are there for your safety. And
Mm.
so to know that these four crew members, as well as the pilots, because even though the pilots are driving the plane, trust me, the pilots are big on safety too. To know that there was nothing that they could do is what's so disheartening
Mm.
because we are trained on safety and our number one job, I'm sorry, guys, is to try to protect you. I can't speak for every flight attendant, but I can speak for myself. Anthony has worked with me for over 20 years. Any job I've ever had, I lean into it 100%. 100% with a relentless work ethic, but most importantly, with a lot of love. And so there was nothing that we can do. And the sad thing is that you think about just one person, that's a mother, a father attached to that one person, a husband, a wife, children, kids, aunts, uncles, nieces and nephews, grandmothers, grandfathers, play friends, play uncles, play dads, play mommies. The list just goes on and on, cousins. It hurts. It hurts so bad. I mean, aviation, I'm Delta, right? I work for Delta. A lot of people know that because I'm always like Delta proud. But what people don't understand, aviation, we are one big family, all flight attendants, not just Delta, American, Spirit, JetBlue, Alaskan Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, we are all there for the same thing to keep you safe. And there was nothing that those four crew members could do. The way that helicopter came, there was nothing. And when you listen to, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the black box, Anthony, but air traffic control, ATC said separate, visual separate. But by time they told the jet, it was so close. I don't know if the helicopter had a chance to separate. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
you got the plane that was coming and that helicopter. So by the time they said separate, I mean, that plane is smaller. So some of the experts are saying they could have diverted. And really, it was in their hands because when the pilots are on approach, let me explain something to you. We call that sterile. And we call it sterile, which means we do not bother the pilots at that time. That is a very, very touchy thing that's happening when we're landing. So we do not bother the pilots. You hear the countdown, 10, 9, because I'm in the front as the flight leader. I can hear the countdown. I don't bother them. So their focus is landing that plane. So there was nothing. There was not, they wouldn't have, there was nothing. They were doing exactly what they were supposed to do. Um, and so it's just heavy for us right now. It's just heavy because I do go to DC all the time. I was born and raised in DC. I drive majority of the time, but sometimes I do fly out because I'm so tired, to go see my grandmother. A lot of you guys have seen my grandmother on my video. She's going 98 strong. And in a moment time, Anthony, it just makes you really put things into perspective. And I don't know why my spirit is, maybe this is for someone. I'm so glad that I can talk to my mother, my father, my brother, my sisters, my aunt, my uncles, my nieces, and my cousins. You, my friend, we've been friends for over 20 years. We'll have to share our story one day. My boyfriend. I am so thankful and so grateful because, guys, in a moment's notice, your life can be gone. They had amazing skaters on board, some Russian skaters, and these could have been people who could have went to the Olympics one day. Their lives are gone. They are gone. So if it's anything I can say to anybody, stop wasting time. Stop wasting time on ignorant shit. Stop wasting time on people who don't deserve your time. Stop wasting your talent on things that don't deserve your talent. Stop wasting time because you are no different than those passengers that was on that plane, guys. It can happen for any of us. So if it does happen, we want to make sure that we're living our best life. I just want to say my condolences to all the family members who are hurting right now. Thank you for your service for the people that were in the military. I know a lot of people are mad about that, but right now it's just not the time. 67 people lost their lives. It's going to be a learning for all of us in aviation, what we need to do differently going forward. So condolences to all those families. And I would just ask everybody, just continue to be kind. I can say, Anthony, my last day on flying yesterday, people were so sweet and so kind and so nice. And I tried to give that love and kindness back. So many people checked on us. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. They wanted to make sure that we were okay because they know if you work in aviation, especially as a pilot and a crew member, this really hits different. Even air traffic control, this is hitting all of us different because it's at the forefront of what we do every day. We get on the plane. I go to 6 to 8 states sometimes in 3 days, 4 days, or I go abroad. Need I not say anymore? anything can happen. And we went good. I mean, we haven't had any major catastrophes, I believe, since 2009, and American Airlines since 2001. And this was a regional carrier, which means, and I was explaining this to Anthony the other day, PSA Airlines is like a subsidiary. So they act as if they are American Airlines. So, like we talked about cell phones, like we used to work for Verizon Wireless, but there were stores that we had that act as if they were Verizon Wireless. That's what PSA Airlines are. So, brother, thank you for checking on me. I'm trying to get through and get work done because you got to keep going, guys. You got to keep going.
Yeah, yes. Um Oddly enough, we were supposed to meet yesterday, and I called Wednesday, and then yesterday didn't happen. And we have this very keeping each other accountable type thing. And so obviously, wanted to flex my shoulders playfully. But honestly, what really overcame me was because again, because of not only in aviation, but obviously with the proximity of everything, I was like, yo, I haven't seen anything. I went and started checking, Vernita's Instagram. I had to go start checking shit. Like, wait a minute, hold on, because that's more important than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, um, and watching the footage, it's just, me, I'm abstract, as you say all the time. And it's like they were about to land. And just like that, like you have no idea, like you're about to land, like wherever that plane was coming from. I don't know where it was routed from, but you're
Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
Mhm.
So I literally just got off a plane a couple days ago. Um, no matter how short or long the flight is, when you're about to land, like they're literally about to land. So it's super heartbreaking. We are in some precarious times, unfortunately. So to echo all the sentiments that Lisa said, because I can go on for 20 minutes, but I'd only be restating everything she said, and she said it way better than I would say it. Um, man, get your coffee, get your tea, get your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like,
Coffee, get your tea.
yeah, like,
Get your life.
in the whole sense of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
figuratively, than a motherfucker. Like, yo, like there's a lot going on. There's a lot we are disagreeing on. There's a lot happening. And this is where the shit is. So if you hear me, I'm gonna speak for me. You hear me talking my shit, it's only because I'm sick of the clown show. I don't really have to, everybody's involved. So I'm saying that to say this is where it's at. We are where it's at, all of us.
Yeah.
So I always try and keep focused on that through music, through this platform, through interacting, through everywhere. This is where it's at. And at our we learn to be other ways. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
don't come out hating a motherfucker. You learn how to. It's a learned behavior. You learn how to judge. You learn how to do these. These are kids are the best judge of character. I say it all the time because they don't know any better. They go by you. If you right, they gravitate to you. If you ain't right, they ain't. Even if they don't gravitate to you immediately, but they're curious. There's just something they haven't seen before, and they just want to figure you out. But there's something about you drawing to them. Whatever that is, if you have dogs and pets that are drawn to you, if you have kids that are drawn to you, no matter where you land on whatever line you land on, politically, wherever the fuck you land, do your best to keep close to that very thing about you that draws people to you, and we'll all be in a better place. And this is another example of why we need to be keeping that close because, like she said, it can go really fast. And
Yeah.
we need to be a lot more responsible in how we just live life,
I
how we
agree.
treat each other, how we live life, how we project energy, how we receive energy. Um, we've been on, we're 2025 years after AD, right? We've been here for 2025 years
Right.
and we still on the same bullshit. That is not us. That is a that is an agenda, and we keep falling into. You notice I keep saying we. I'm not excluded from it either. We keep falling into the shit, and unfortunate tragedies like this, I hope, remind us of everything Lisa said.
Yeah, and it's so funny you say that. I was talking to a good friend of mine today, and I teased him about having a slave man mentality. And he was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" And I said, "Because you allow people to keep treating you as if you don't matter, as if you don't got other options. Whatever skill set you use to get that job, you can use that skill set to get another job. Do not continue to allow people to undervalue you." You know
Facts.
what I mean? That's an old mentality where you had to stay on a job for 20, 25 years and slave because that was it. That's not the case. There's too many opportunities for you to be miserable at a job day in and day out. And then another thing, he was tripping because I was talking about bankruptcy. He went through a big hardship and he's been struggling now for 2 years. I said, "Brother, you went through a hardship. Just file bankruptcy."
Yeah,
And a
man.
lot of people, they look at bankruptcy as a bad thing, but let me tell you what the rich do. They will bankruptcy in a heartbeat, dump it, move on, and keep going forward. You can still get a car, you can still get a house. I'm telling you, don't believe the hype. You have got to educate yourself. There's no sense of living in poverty if you don't have to. The one thing I would encourage Black people to do, and guys, don't clown me. I'm not trying to be Candace right now. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be Candace Owens right now.
No.
Hey, Candace, no, but what I'm about to say makes sense a little Candace-ish, right? What I'm saying is, I even feel like I'm wearing a bob right now, like I'm Candace.
Yeah,
What
yeah. You
Karen
about to get
Downing
all in the
is
bag. You about to have
that
all the niggas on us. They gonna be on
what
our
I want
heels.
what I do
Woo.
want to say is that as people of color, we need to educate ourselves. We need to educate ourselves and stop living in a bad state when there's options and there's resources to change that. Never be afraid to take a step back that's going to bring you forward. Never be afraid to do that. You don't live your life for everybody else. You live your life for you. Who cares what people say? Who
Facts.
cares if you got to relinquish your car and give it back? Who cares?
Facts.
There's no sense of struggling and not utilizing resources out there to make your life better because I am here to tell you your life is only a period of time when you're having that bad hardship. It's not forever. But if you don't do anything about that hardship, you're in that whole stage of, oh, I got to pay all these bills. I got to use an option then. So listen, take that debt and throw it away then. If it's too much for you, and it's killing you, get rid of it. So I just we have got to educate ourselves. We got to read and understand that there is a better life for us if we choose to. I'm not saying every day is easy, but there are better options out there for you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who did reach out to make sure that I was okay. Like Anthony said, people were checking Instagram pages, which is why I made a post. I am okay. And thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who reached out to make sure that I was okay.
Condolences literally to everybody involved. As people who have lost personally, as much as like she said, that tree is big. So, anybody that's lost, anybody that's affected, somebody who's gone through a lot of loss in the last few years.
I know.
Trust me, that that river runs deep. So everybody who's been affected, I wish I had the words to express my condolences seriously. Um,
But
and
you understand it though,
Yeah, no,
because of
listen,
what you've had to go through. Yeah.
it's really close, right? It's a close thing, and even more reason why we need to, these days, look, we don't know what's gonna go on. We really don't. Like nothing is taken for granted now. You know what I mean? Not to jump in no shit. It's just real. Like that's just a reality. Regardless of where you fall. And a quick funny as far as the bankruptcy is concerned. Um, our commander in chief has done it like 11 times. So, I mean,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
He's the president. Ain't nobody
you know,
clowning him.
and
This is
I
what
am
I'm
not a
trying
person who has
to
done bankruptcy. I am not a person who's, I don't know anything about the process or anything or the recovery process or anything like that. I will say I have considered it when I was at a really rough time in life. It just didn't eliminate certain things I needed eliminated. This is the only reason I didn't do it, and I was able to stay afloat. But your commander in chief has done it like 11 times. So
And I've
that's
done it.
just
I
a
don't give
little
a
quick.
damn. I'm not gonna sit and struggle for nobody. Y'all
Yeah,
understand
no,
me?
no, no, no,
I'm not
no.
gonna sit and
Listen, I
struggle for
looked into no,
nobody.
listen, it was presented to me. I was on my, black righteous shit,
Yeah, my
I come
dad
from
told
black
me.
righteousness, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah.
struggling, we shall
Get
overcome.
through the
And
rain, get through
every bit of that we shall overcome. You know what I'm saying? I'm every bit of it. Every bit of it. But don't think that once it got presented to a motherfucker when I was struggling. Don't I'm telling you, only reason I didn't do it is because it didn't eliminate a couple things I needed to eliminate.
Exactly. My father's the one
I
told
was able
me.
to maintain a couple other things. I needed a couple debts gone.
Let me tell y'all.
Eliminate.
My
That's the only
dad
reason I
said,
didn't do the motherfucker because I would have been in there turning in my papers too.
yeah, my father said, IRS, he said, I will pay them $25 a month to the day I damn die.
I
How about
mean,
that?
you know, I
He said,
mean,
you ain't gonna never know what my money is. My dad, I was like, Dad, where the money at? It's in the backyard. I
yeah,
ain't telling you
somewhere
because
up
then they
under,
gonna come
yep,
after you.
yep, yep, somewhere up under something. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good majority of us too. That's another reason why I be kind of tripping on just to funny, just to be kind of funny, but it's true. That's another reason why I be tripping on. And why I emphasize it's the system's design for us to be at odds with each other. Because there's multiple people that do the same shit. One of my best friends in the entire board, my brother, literally, same like Lisa, another mother's the only difference. Different skin tone and everything. My man. And pause. And listen, I say Italian and Jew, motherfucker. He know you watching. I'll say his name if he watches, and he'd be like, "Why didn't you say my name?" I'll say your name next time. I just didn't want to reveal it now. But
Yeah, gotta keep y'all
Italian Jew,
incognito.
motherfucker. Listen here, I know God rest his wonderful soul. I know when his father passed. His father passed earlier last year,
Yeah.
like in April of last year, and I've always made the joke. His dad, because that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? L.A. That's my man, and LA had 200,000 somewhere in the backyard. I already know he did. So again, it's an old black nigga
It
thing, but it's
is.
everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
hey, listen, we all do those kinds of things. So I always be tripping when it's shit, what the hell are we at odds for, motherfucker? We do the same thing. They make more off of us when we're divided. That's literally why they do it. It's easier to corrupt the mind if you're not in line with the system. Throw smoke screens at you, focus on the wrong shit, so then we can move in silence. And then by the time you realize what's going on, it's too late. So again,
Yeah.
that's literally to go back to the message Lisa stated in the sense of, hey man, there's a little bit of time left. Um, like she said, you know, if there are things that are stressing you, if finances are stressing you, if you need to pay $25 to the IRS
My dad a mess. He said,
forever. But I mean, we having fun or whatever. But like
yeah.
for real, like, it's real out here. There is a shift energy wise in the world right now that is not aligned with the righteous, and we just need to stay focused, um, and prayed up. You cannot pray and worry. That is literally impossible. I have been trying to pray, but to say a nigga ain't been worried would be a lie. So when stuff like this happens, we need to, we're able to wake up. Lisa's here. She easily, I don't even want to go where it could have alternately been.
Yeah.
So, those that are around you, hug them, love them. Those that have been affected, hug them, love them. Because that's really what matters at the end of the day. All this other bullshit is literally all this other bullshit. Let's, we got to restore the realness in humanity, and nobody can tell us how to do that. So it doesn't matter where you fall. Doesn't matter what political line you fall on, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, nobody can tell us how to be what humanity really is. They can only feed us words. The only thing we can do is really act. And this is the time to act, which is why we started off this show doing this. We wanted to give we wanted to give praise. We wanted to honor. We wanted to send condolences. We wanted to spread some love. Anybody who's affected, if you happen to watch it, please reach out to us. Leave anything in the comments. Official Lisa Renee is her YouTube. The Real Ant Wild is my YouTube. Leave a comment. Say something. Hey, you want to come on the show? Jump in on this Zoom just so you can tell your story. You just want to say, I love y'all. Thank y'all. You want to say, you black motherfuckers kiss my ass, whatever. We can talk about that too. I mean, whatever you need. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's real times. It's real times, and we send love, we send prayers. Grateful Lisa's okay. Everybody in aviation. I personally, when I see somebody, it could be weird, but it's just how I do it. It's so second nature now. I didn't even think about this. Otherwise, I would have said this 15 minutes ago or however many minutes ago when we started the show. I literally just got off of a plane. When I get off of the plane, when the flight attendants or thank you, whatever, have a great day. I just say have a great day, thank you. Literally. I don't even have to make it a big deal. I just have to say have a great day, thank you. A lot of them don't catch it. A lot of them catch it. And when they do catch it, they just kind of look and smile, whatever. I said it to this one girl one time, pretty ass Mexican girl one time. And she was just hella cool, just was really good at her job, really firm, but really cool. Represented a lot of the women that I grew up with. Like, don't take no shit, but super genuine, cool, all the things. Had the flight in order, everything like that. And when I got off, I did the same thing. All right, thank you. Gave her a high five because she was jazzing me the whole time. We were just having fun. Gave her a high five. I'm saying, all right, but thank you. And she damn near gave me a hug because she caught that. So I say that if the pilot is standing and I walk by, again, I just got off of a plane. I just went to Vegas over the weekend. Literally got out. I'm telling you literally what happened 3-4 days ago. Got off the plane. All right, you guys have a nice day. Thank you. It's not even really, it's so second nature. Thank you. Because that's real shit. Thank you. I could talk all the shit I want. Oh, you're a flight attendant. Whatever, motherfucker. We wouldn't have got here if it wasn't for them or the people flying the plane. When the pilots come out, I'd be sure to tell them thank you. I don't even, they are good at thank you. Like I will thank you. Like, because this is, thank you. I appreciate it. I see somebody who served in the military. Thank you. I just walk by. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. They'll thank me for thanking them. I have to reiterate. No, thank you. You see what I'm saying? Had a father who served in the military, but even besides that, because my dad didn't, at the time my dad joined the military, it was a different state. It was a different state in the world. That was kind of, my dad was still in draft days kind of shit. So his military stint was a little differently, but being somebody who was born on a military base with brother and sister, hey, it's a thank you. So this is affecting a community that I say thank you to each and every time I fly a plane. So I'm just sending as a fan, thank you guys. Condolences to everybody. Condolences on the people on the plane. Condolences to the people on the in the Black Hawk helicopter. It's unfortunate. We wanted to give some love and some homage, send some good vibes. We're reaching out. We're spreading our arms. We're hugging, and we're loving. And if we get a chance, we'll tell you to shut up. Also, like, what I'm saying? We're doing all of that. So, thank you guys for allowing us to travel the world, because if it wasn't for you, we would literally be stuck here, wherever we're at. You guys get us across the world, literally. So thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate that. Anthony, I see you over there giving the girl some eye candy. You got the white. You left me hanging. You got the white. He trying to get
you just gotta switch it up on them. Put a little white up off this black ass skin. A little white off this black ass skin. Pop things. Yeah. Make things pop. Yeah.
like he been in the gym, y'all.
Just stay. Just relevant.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Relevant.
Well, let's get started how we normally get started. Ace,
Oh
you ready to
shit, I
go?
forgot. We doing something? What we doing? We doing something? What we
We're
doing?
about to do it. We
What
getting
we
out
doing? We
coffee.
doing
We getting
something?
out tea. We
We
getting out life,
we ready?
guys. Thank you. I'm so ready.
We
Thank you
ready?
guys for the
It's
what?
a
Give me
one,
a
it's a
word.
two, it's a three, it's a
Oh, hey.
uh
Creative.
create dopamine.
Creative.
Create dopamine.
Creative.
Create dopamine.
Creative.
I said create dopamine.
Be another mother. Poddio. Hey.
Be another mother. Poddio. Hey.
Another mother. Poddio. Hey.
It's another mother. Poddio. Here we go.
Here we go. Stop the mother freaking show. Here we go. Stop this mother freaking show. I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to God that I'm here. I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to God that
Thank
I'm
you.
here.
Thank you.
I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to God that I'm
Thank you.
here.
Thank you.
Woo! All right, guys, get your coffee, get your tea, get your life. Let's get into some health. Let's talk about health.
Health is
Yes,
wealth.
Now, we kind of included when we talked about the memorandum. I cannot pronounce that right now.
Memoriam.
Get myself together, yeah. I am lack of sleep right now. That was our inspiration. So we normally start off the show with inspiration. So we combined that with that, so you guys don't think we're jumping off a topic. But we're going to talk about NOOM. Are you guys familiar with NOOM from our health perspective? I know it's a new year. Everybody's trying to get healthy. So I'm really excited. Delta gave us NOOM as a benefit for people. I don't know if Delta tried to say, flight attendants, we need y'all to walk down the aisle and not hit. I say people with your hip bips. I say do not hit people with your hips, Lisa Renee. I need you to get on this NOOM. I didn't give you the benefit, so I don't know why the hell your hips are still hitting people while you're walking down the aisle. So anyways. I'm walking through. Boom, boom, boom. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Oh my God! So let's talk about food, guys.
We are curvaceous people.
Okay, Southern food, macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Really see, I got beans, potatoes. What's that shirt? Beans, potatoes, grease.
Yeah.
We
are curvaceous people around this motherfucker. Motherfuckers got curves and ass and hips and shit.
Y'all ever do a movie on Shirley Caesar? Y'all got to call me. I had an audition doing her song. I can mirror her pretty good. But anyway, NOOM, how does it work? So NOOM deals with the psychology of overeating. They give you these videos. You can either read the video, y'all, or you can listen to the video. So if you're on your way to work, you might be like, oh, this is too much work. I don't want to be listening, reading, doing. You can just hit the little audio and listen to it. Now, here's the thing. You got to log your weight every day. Every day. Because studies show that if you weigh yourself, it makes you more conscious. Another thing that I like about them, they have meditation videos. They also have workout videos. So for me as a flight attendant, this is amazing. I can go to the gym, put on one of these workouts, do it there, or I can work out right in my room. Also, I can do meditation at the beginning of my day along with my prayer. You also get a one-on-one coach, or you get like a group coach. So I've never, Anthony, seen where a platform has all of that included. And then you can log your food, just all those different things. And a lot of times the calorie logging is not always good. They don't have everything, but for the most part, they have everything. But y'all do need to add that new, y'all don't be clowning me. Y'all need to add that new Starbucks, that basil pesto egg sandwich. Y'all ain't got that in there. That sandwich be cracking, boy. It be cracking. So y'all need to add that sandwich in there. No, I said you need to add that sandwich in there. And I know some of y'all like, but Lisa, did you say you wasn't doing dairy at the beginning of the year? Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
But when
yeah,
I
yeah,
eat
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
salad,
You know,
that's
no, no.
not what I'm
Yeah,
doing. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
and here's the
Um,
thing, it has three different categories because it talks to you about eating dense food. So it has a green category, a yellow category, I believe, and a orange category. And the orange category doesn't mean bad. It just means, hey, this is less calorie dense food. This is kind of an in between food. And then this is a green food. So it's good to kind of check and see where your food falls in when you go out. But I like Noom because it's not about you having to cut out anything. It's about you starting to learn and understand why you have triggers, what these triggers are happening, and all these things. And so, guys, I started it and I've already lost 3 pounds. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
When did you start it?
I started it not even a week ago. It hasn't even been 3.4 pounds to be honest. And I didn't even know how it happened. I was like, how did that even happen? I started to think about what I was eating and everything. But like I said, it deals with the psychology so that subconsciously you're doing things different
Mm.
that maybe you're not even aware of consciously. And so, yeah, that's what I want to talk about Noom for, maybe to share that if anybody wanted to look into them, check them out as we're all trying to get healthy because when you're healthy, you feel better, and things like that. So yeah. Any
Yeah,
questions,
Noom,
Nancy?
Noom. I haven't. I did a trial with Noom and I didn't end up doing it. I'm actually, now that
Me
we're talking
too.
about it, I am gonna do
Yeah.
it. There's nothing wrong with Noom. I was just being cheap at the time. But the whole principle of it is awesome. The logging of the food, because I think a lot of times we do get caught up in, we got to eliminate all this shit, right? And yes,
Right.
there are some things you should probably modify your consumption of. And
Absolutely.
I'm talking with you. I'm not talking at you. Anybody who knows me, Lisa Renee knows me. You talk about a motherfucker with a sweet tooth. That's, I am a mama's child. I was a poor Eugene's child when it comes to that. All kinds of cakes and pies, cakes and
Right.
pies, cakes and pies. Um, yes, cakes and pies, cakes and pies. You put a cake or a pie or a cookie, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers start seeing red. I don't even buy cookies anymore,
Wow.
because I can't eat them. I just came to the resolution. I can't stop. I can't. If I buy a thing of cookies, it's gone. I can't. A lot of people can buy cookies, and eat a couple, and put them
Right.
away, and come back to them. And, nigga, I'll take a couple, two, three of them. I'll be like, this is the last one. 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 Next thing you know, the whole thing gone. Then I feel like shit because I don't ate the whole thing cooking. Where goddamn milk cook?
Especially them
Uh,
Girl Scout cookies, them Thin
Oh,
Mints.
listen. Oh, damn it. Don't even give me, listen. Girl Scout cookies. Listen, every time I see y'all beautiful young ladies out here trying to change the world,
Right.
if I'm gonna buy some Girl Scout cookies, I already just have accepted that it's a wrap because I am going to eat them. Now,
The
you
entire
get the
sleeve.
goddamn, please. The Thin Mints, the Samoa, son. Hey,
Oh, the
come on
Samoa.
now.
I don't
Come
like the
on.
coconut, but people love the Samoa.
I do. I am. Anybody will tell you. It's the most biggest anomaly in the world. I cannot stand coconut. Don't like it. Don't like coconut water. Don't like. If I had to be stranded somewhere, they say coconut's a good source of hydration. I'd be pissed because I don't like coconut. But them damn Samoas. This is how you know they put cracking food, y'all. Them
Oh,
damn Samoas.
sugar.
Them damn Samoas. They put cracking food. Um, them damn Samoas. So anyway, yeah. So even that, like all that kind of stuff, that's the beauty of a program like Loom because it does make you. You just have to track your consumption. Like I say, I don't say I eliminate everything because I'm
Mhm.
human, but I just my whole body tone has changed over the years as I've become more cognizant of it. Times that you eat. intermittent fasting, whatever you feel about that. But it don't even really got to be, you don't even got to do the 12 to 8. You can even do like
Right.
a 10 to 8 thing. And you can modify that day to day. If you do 10 to 8, that's 14 hours that you don't eat. So if your last, like, this is what I do to myself. If I am out here slipping in my pimping and I say, most days, sometimes I'll eat before this, but if it's like 10 o'clock and I feel, oh, I got to eat something, if it's something that I shouldn't be eating. Now, if I go get a banana or something, I'm going to be a little more stringent on myself. But if I
Right.
go out here and I'm saying, go give me some cookies, some milk, or something, some shit I shouldn't be having, then I am going to subconsciously, it's a subconscious thing now because I do it, but I am going to hold myself to probably around 11:30, 12 the next day before I eat something, because then again that's about 14 hours. So you can all those little things help. Weighing yourself every day definitely helps. I do not do it because I get discouraged,
Yeah.
because I carry a lot of muscle mass. I come from real live Wakanda Africans, and we carry muscle mass. Both of my parents, we carry muscle mass. Hey, Lisa knows my whole family. We got big asses, we got big thighs. We the big African original creatures. We didn't get a lot of dilution from over the years. When we came off the ship, we stayed.
Lord bless him. I create the zen. He creates dopamine.
We stayed. The fruit line stayed sick. With the fruit line, it stayed. We still from the Africa. We got vibranium in our diets. We all these things. So I personally have to watch myself when I weigh myself, because I'll be cracking, I'll be killing it, and all these things, and it'll be like, damn, fool, I gained 3 pounds, but I look thinner, and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But I'm having joke, but but so weighing yourself, like Lisa said, it does though. It definitely holds you accountable. You need to. One of my very best friends, I am going to shout him out. Dennis Smith. Dennis Smith, one of my very very best friends in the entire world. Dennis was, for years, I'm talking about years, Dennis almost lost his life. You know what I'm saying? Because of his
Mhm.
weight.
Yeah.
Literally, like a
Yeah.
couple of times, like before our 40th birthday, he damn near, or right before he turned 40, or right after he turned to 40, one of the things, he almost literally lost his life, then almost lost his life a couple of years ago. Like literally, like you talk about a revamping, no surgery, no nothing, no anything like that. Dennis was probably at his heaviest. I don't know if he was close to 500, but he's definitely was around 450 for years. Couldn't get around
Yeah.
well, all that kind of stuff. This cat plays pickleball. He just came down here um, for a hoop tournament that we went and watched our godson Uriah Tenet killing the thing. What up, son? But Dennis is down to like 278 right now, killing the game,
Oh.
changing his whole diet, all the kind of things that Lisa's talking about that the NOOM helps you do. So NOOM,
Hmm.
if you see this, get up on us, because we giving you real game and promotion here. We ain't even out here. We giving you like
You're
real
not
life
sponsoring, yeah.
accountability shit. Come fuck with us. Like, because we really do this shit here. We got the
Yep.
health segment for a reason. You see how she look, you see how I look, nigga, we out here. But
Yep.
all these same kind of strategies that she's talking about, he is completely infused into his lifestyle, and he's 278 and counting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
it's when you're not young and you're set in your ways and all that kind of stuff to make that journey. So it is, and you feel better, you look better. You know what I'm saying? Men, I'm not talking about the ladies, but men, your dick get hard. Like all these things are important, because a lot of times when you talk to men, you got to talk about, see, a lot of times they ain't gonna admit it. They Johnson ain't getting hard because they ain't healthy.
The
You know what I'm saying?
diet.
So
Yeah.
hey, your dick get hard, and the more you
God, please, I pray I get monetized. Because this what they didn't, let's see, YouTube had already talked to us about his language.
I'm sorry, you
And
guys.
asked me, could I add?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But
I'm
for the
sorry.
men, I know they appreciate you sharing that though.
I'm sorry.
I
But
know the
I'm
women are
saying
like,
it
uh-huh,
does make
tell
you
them, tell
more.
me wow.
Yeah, it does make you more virile. Let's say like that. You know what I'm saying? We can edit that out for YouTube
Doing.
if Noom needs to come. We can edit that out. It does make you more virile though, and that's a real thing though. I mean, come on, Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie, or what's the pill? Nugenics, what's it called? Trust me, she'll be thankful too. Like this is a real thing as you get
Yeah.
older. Like
No,
your body doesn't respond the same way. So that's why
absolutely. Yeah.
it's very important to pay attention. Exercise, eating, calories,
Mm.
and like Lisa said, it's not that you have to eliminate everything, but you do have to portion. You do have to um, paying attention and having some structure about how you approach your diet is extremely important. It affects all kinds of things: how you look, how your
Yeah.
teeth are,
Yeah.
how you feel. It affects everything about you. So NOOM is the shit for real.
No.
I know the principles of NOOM and I practice them, but I will. NOOM is the shit. I totally vouch for it.
No, it is. And it's funny you said that. My mother also said she wanted to do it, but she said she felt like it was boring. And I think because it was free, I was like, let me really dive into it. And when you really dive into it, it's much more helpful than what it gives off at the beginning. So I would say stay at it, Anthony. I would say, Mom, redo it again. Because it's not trying to have you yo-yo. It's trying to get you to a place where you're doing it and you're going to sustain this for life, especially when you're a little bit older, because when you're younger, you can eat, do what you want, and it just drops off quickly. Now that we're a lot older, our mindsets are different. It's a lot harder. So sometimes you got to try something different to get results. If you're still, trying the same thing over and over, something's not working, it's time to go ahead and change it up.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, we'll keep you on that journey of Noom. If you're going to try it, drop a comment, let us know what you
It's
think
really
about
good.
it.
It's good for you. It helps a
Yeah,
lot. Your
absolutely.
joints, you have certain injuries,
Yep.
inflammations, all those kinds of things. It really
Yeah.
does help, especially when you infuse things like ginger and turmeric. Uh, there's a lot
Hmm.
of um, there's a lot of lifestyle things you can do to help a lot of the ailments that you may be having that do not make you have to rely on man-made medicines,
Yeah.
and something like Noom is extremely helpful in that. If you really do it, your whole body starts to feel better. So I'm really passionate about that part of it
Yeah.
because there's a
Absolutely.
lot that can be healed within yourself when you just start paying more attention and keeping yourself more accountable, and Noom is the perfect structure for that.
Exactly. Guys, so let's get into it. So I call it sizzling news. Anthony call it what up though. We don't know what the
What
name
up
should be. So
though?
y'all gotta let us know which one y'all think is good. We don't want to do hot topics. People already got the tea. So I thought sizzling because it's hot news right now. And Anthony, you did what up though because of what?
What
Why you
up though? Because we hollering. So we got news going on and we have to holler at you about it. What up though?
okay, there you go. So Lori Harvey, Playboy, did you see
I did
the
not. I need to see.
what?
I need to see because Lori
You
Harvey
need
is
to.
extremely
So
attractive.
if you wanted to look at that clip real quick on your
You
phone
know, I
while I
like you
talked
know, I like
about it,
I like
I'm
me
gonna
some.
talk about it while you look it up, and then you can give me a real view because obviously it's for the men,
Mm,
for the women too, right?
mm,
But I know Lori, she like men, so that's why I said it's for the men. So let me talk
mm,
about it while Anthony is taking because it's real quick.
mm,
It starts out showing the little back, little cute little back, go Lori.
mm,
Then to me it started to kind of fade away. So I guess that was the whole intention of the videographer to give you just a little bit and then pull away. Like all of us, I go read the comments, see what people have to say. A lot of people in the comments, they weren't very impressed. But I think Lori Harvey is very beautiful. I think people thought, why did she have to stoop this low? Why did she have to go to that level? Why did she have to do this? Well, I'll just tell you why. First of all, how many black women can we name that's done Playboy? I feel like it hasn't been that many, has it? I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too because I'm not
I
into
don't
the
feel like a
Playboy
lot.
subscription like that. So there could be a lot more in recent years that I'm not aware of because that section of girls who might do Playboy, I don't know about them. There's a lot of
Right, right.
influencers or OnlyFanners who could, but I know Vanessa Williams back in the day,
There we
because
go.
she had the right stuff.
See?
Um,
And there we go. So Laura, Vanessa Williams, two pretty women doing what they got to do. I
yeah.
would just say, listen, Lori obviously was blessed with a beautiful physique, a beautiful, a face. Let folks get their money the way they got to get their money. If that's the way she feels she needs to get her money, let that girl get her money. I don't know her to be a singer, dancer, actress, or anything else. So maybe modeling is what she does. If she does have those other talents, I apologize. I just don't know of her. I just know of her of being the daughter of Steve Harvey's wife. That's what I know of Lori Harvey. And then obviously her dating certain celebrities. Obviously the biggest one is what's the guy's name? What's his
Michael
name?
B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. That's how I really came to know her because I was a Michael B. Jordan fan, and stuff like that. So she had a lot of negative connotate, no negative comments, that I read from people judging her on why she's doing it. Some men saying, they're not really impressed on it, whatever. But people got to hustle. They got to make their money. And if a lot of Black women are not on Playboys, then I would say historically, like you can only remember Vanessa Williams. So maybe that's our answer right then. She's making history by being on that cover and doing that. That opens up doors because I feel like you can take pictures in a classical way. I mean, most performers are performing with nothing but like onesies anyway. I mean, how many performers do you see really be fully dressed? Half of them just the one part. I mean, everybody wears the one part. I'm like the little bathing suit one part. That's the best way I can say it. So is Lori really doing anything different? So anyway, did you see the video, Anthony?
I don't know which video I was supposed to see. I was looking for it. I seen one video, it was a little short and I was a little upset.
Yeah,
Um,
that's it. It's
it's
really
just that little
short.
short one with the black thing on where she got
Yeah,
that.
and it
Yeah, yeah,
goes
yeah.
by
Okay, I
really
seen that.
quick. Yeah.
Um, you know,
Yeah, no, you gotta
I
go
don't no, I personally don't have a huge issue with it. I don't know what her intent is. I can only say like this. When it comes to that, when it comes to that, those kinds of decisions, I remember seeing an interview. They do like the actors roundtable, actors like the roundtables, like they have a, it's
ahead.
usually around like Oscar season. And you have actresses, actors, actresses,
Hmm.
And I remember seeing one and it was with Maya Randolph. It was with Regina King. No, I'm so sorry.
Was it the comedians or was it just actors?
No, it was actors. It was Maya Randolph. It
Okay,
was
because I saw
Regina.
one. It was it Anjanae Ellis on there?
It was Regina Hall. I'm sorry, Regina
Okay.
Hall. It was
Okay.
no, it wasn't the one with Anjanae Ellis on there.
Okay.
It was Maya Randolph. It was Regina Hall. It was the girl, the redheaded white chick from Russian Doll. It
Hmm.
was it was a few of those on there. And I remember they were talking about the one of the questions was, would you have earlier in your career, like what are your thoughts of doing nudity now and earlier in your career, because none of you guys have ever really done it, earlier in your career, would you have? And I remember a few of them saying, I remember Maya Randolph, what's the girl's name? Um, from Russian Doll. She's the main character. They both said, like they were more open to it retrospectively.
Okay.
Like at the time, they wouldn't have, but looking back on it, just because it's a moment in the life,
Hmm.
it's a moment in time in their life. They like their bodies were a certain way where they like now they wouldn't do it, not only because of age or whatever, but it was really more because I don't feel the same way about my body that I did
Yeah.
when I was that age. And for a woman, it's hard for everybody. It's definitely harder for a woman as you age for things
Yeah.
to,
Media picture apart a little bit more.
yeah, media picks you apart a little bit more. Man has a little more grace for that in that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We don't have to go through the hormonal changes women have to go through. So our skin can kind of stay tight. It's a silver fox, kind of element to things. You know what I'm saying? There's all these kinds of
Moving
things.
on.
So there's a silver fox little element to things. So um maybe for her in this particular point in time, maybe that was um, a decision she felt she needed to make. Who knows how much money they offered her to do so? Um, I do understand especially men that aren't just hating. Now, I'm not just talking about men that are hating, because there's just men that'll be hating because you couldn't be with somebody who looks like her, right? So you'll shoot them down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, oh,
yeah,
such and such. Yeah, I ain't even really feeling her that anyway. Well, you probably couldn't get with anybody who looks like her. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, your mentality, your spirit, whatever it is about you, probably
right.
doesn't align with somebody like her. So you probably will come up with reasons to try and denigrate whatever decisions she makes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm not talking about those men. Other men, I can understand the criticism from the standpoint of, in today's day and age, especially in this clickbait ass, bullshit ass culture we live in today, where everything is, you have to have some sort of drama for somebody to be interested, which is just a basic insult to the human's attention span. I don't think how much we as humans, this is not a black thing, white thing, man
Yeah,
thing, woman thing. As humans, I don't think we have no idea how much we lower our intelligence expectation by feeling everything has to be a drama ass clickbait.
I agree.
So in that particular sentiment, as a man in this world, there is a sense of, damn, everywhere I turn around, somebody got to be showing ass and tits. Now, don't get it twisted. I love ass and tits. I love
Right,
women. I love being
right.
around women. I like talking to them. I like being attracted to them. I like when they're attracted to me. I like their energy, all the kind of stuff. I like women to be sexy. I like seeing boobs. I like the whole thing.
Yeah,
But everything ain't got to be just like, and I'm not accusing Lori of this at all. I'm
yeah.
only talking about
In
the
general, yeah.
perspective of men, again, who aren't hating, who not trolls. I'm really more so representing what I would call real guys, just like
Upstanding guys.
having a genuine feedback session in the
Yeah.
standpoint of, damn, baby girl, what did you need to do that for? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Anthony, but quick thing. I noticed, and maybe this is what in the comment, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to
Mhm,
bring this up. It just came to me.
sure.
You weren't really moved by the clip. Because if you, I know when you're moved. If you would move, you'd be like, ooh, you know how silly you are. You weren't moved by the clip. And I think that's what a lot of people, it got the little show at the back, but then it got kind of dark, right? Where you could barely see stuff. So you
So,
didn't seem too moved by the clip. That's all I'm gonna
very
correct me if
interesting
I'm wrong.
point. So
Yeah.
now, because I was probably in a long-winded way going to get to this point that you just said, because the flip side to it is this: if we're going to keep, because now you're asking me to keep it a buck, you can also ruin. You can also ruin the fantasy somebody might have, not because you're showing it, but because it might not be all that. Does that
Mm,
make sense?
yeah.
Like, um, a lot of women, people, but I'm just talking as a man who loves women, X, Y, and Z. There's a lot of times you're with women, you see them, they are great at wearing clothes, even if they're skimpy clothes, even if they're quote unquote sexy clothes. They're great at wearing clothes. It does not mean that the body matches what's underneath, what we thought was there. Um, there's certain actresses that make the decision, you're wondering what it is and all this kind of stuff, and then you see them in a particular film or something and they take their clothes off and it's like, that's not what I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being true man shit. Like,
Oh,
oh,
I
the
get it.
boobies are whack. They're not even really woo, and this and that and the third, and then it's this, and like, so then you also run the risk of that as well. Because Lori is extremely attractive. She is. She's
Mhm.
beautiful. Um, hey, she's beautiful.
It's
But you
funny
can
you
also
say,
then, in that
yeah.
note that you said, you can also uh you can also, if it doesn't match, for instance, Beyonce. We already know how beautiful Beyonce is. All the things we have all the accolades around Beyonce. If Beyonce were to get nude and it didn't match what you think now when you see her, that's a huge disconnect
Mm,
from what you have in your mind. And as
right.
a man who's extremely visual,
Mm,
that connection in your mind is something that is it's Beyonce smartly, and I'm not saying she doesn't look like, I think Beyonce is gorgeous. Like I'm talking about not even in the whole typical Beyonce thing. I'm talking about like I look up celebrities with no makeup on. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Type shit. I'm that type of cat. I look
right.
up you with no makeup on. And every time I see her with no makeup on, I'd be like, oh damn, she's prettier with no makeup.
She's
Right.
beautiful. Yeah.
So I'm able to maintain the whatever visual thing I have for her. If she gets naked and it don't match, because I always keep it on a human level. I kind of separate the celebrity from that. I always kind of judge like celebrities I think are attractive. I judge them by I feel like I was in the store. If I saw you with some sweats on and your hair pulled back, I feel like I would feel you were attractive then. And so it might not match, right? Because she's beautiful. I know she's desired.
Yeah.
It might not match. So then now what happens when it doesn't match? Because then this could, if the payout wasn't as big as it could have been, if you were banking on this to lead to other payouts, if it doesn't, if there's a huge disconnect to what's in the average man's mind to what they see, then there isn't going to be any other payouts. You see what I'm saying? Now this turns
Yeah.
out to be a one trick pony. You feel
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And I think again back to my earlier point from the real man standpoint, I think a lot of times we feel like that's always the easier way out. You know what I'm saying? Like the one trick pony things. Like I have certain singers and I see them and they're cute and then I see them and they have work done and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
damn." Right? Like, come on, man. Let's keep it 93. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Everything ain't got to be 2025. Let's keep it '05. Shit. Like the naturals. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody ain't got to go get the BBLs. Everybody ain't got to go get all the things. And
Yeah.
so, all of that kind of ties into the same line. So I say that to say it's her decision. I am a person who was raised by phenomenal women. I am very much a man's man. Pause. But I am very much a person who, me and one of my very close friends, speaking of Uriah Tenet, me and his dad, Michael Tenet, had this conversation yesterday about just being fans of women. And that's on some real nigga talk. That ain't because I'm on the podcast and I'm, hey girls. No, that's us being like, I love you. I love, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So in that, I always do, being raised by a woman who really defied a lot. I saw a lot of societal, I saw a lot of women's quote unquote societal places knocked down literally firsthand, especially being raised by an older black woman from the South. So I'm always going to have that affinity for
Hmm.
a woman's choice in that matter.
Where's your mom from
Um,
originally?
was that?
Where's your mom from
She's from
originally?
Marietta, Texas.
She's Texas.
Marietta, Texas. He's from Marietta, Texas, from the country.
Texas.
Marietta,
Oh,
Texas.
okay.
So I mean, I ain't beefing with her on that. I personally look, Lori Harvey, shit, they talking about this is the first print they're gonna be. I ain't bought a magazine in 20 years. I mean, just I wouldn't mind seeing her. I mean, hey, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a man who loves beautiful women, and she is cracking. So, but I could be having this expectation. It comes out February 10th, I believe it said. I might go
Hmm.
see it on February 10th. She might not be as cracking. See what
Yeah,
I'm
let us
saying?
know. Let us know. We
So
don't,
I don't know. I don't know. I probably am not going to go get the magazine at all. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying that as a,
Yeah, I
my
get it.
thought. I ain't really beefing, but I do understand certain feedback. Again, not talking about the haters, talking about the real cats. I do understand the feedback because it does feel like um it's such a convenient solution to go get naked. Mm.
Hmm.
And a lot of times in which these women get naked, it ain't really tasteful. Now, Playboy is a different entity. We all understand
Right.
that. But
It's a big business. So it's
yeah,
like,
it's a big business. So
yeah,
you're
it's
going to
like,
get this,
you
all
know,
the things. But I, I'm not saying I subscribe to that thought, but I do
right,
understand the thought.
right. Exactly. And I remember Holly Berry, the movie that she got.
Swordfish.
Yeah. I mean,
You see, I knew exactly.
I mean, what got her her award, right? Doing something
Oh,
risky,
Monsters
different.
Ball make you
Monsters
feel
Ball is
good.
what I'm
Oh yeah,
talking about.
Swordfish is when she first showed them. Monsters Ball make me feel. Hey, listen, hey,
It went
Monsters Ball. I'm
another
trying to tell
level
you
on
something.
him.
Hey, Billy Bob was beating that thing down. Hey,
She is one of my favorite actresses, but I didn't judge her on that. I judged her. I just looked at the acting, and he's so silly. So anyway, Lori, I wish you all the best,
hey, do
with
your thing,
that.
girl. Lori, you are
But
beautiful. I hope you watch this. You are absolutely beautiful.
she
For
is.
real, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
And
yeah.
I know too, I believe she's in her 20s. We're all trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure it out. You're going different avenues and venues to create a path for yourself. And so we do got to give people, a little grace for them to just figure that path out that works best for them. It may not be for you, but I create Zen. Anyway, guys, let's talk. Oh, and you know what? Just one last point. That's funny what you said though about and I don't know, have we all, I think I might have done this one time. I try to be good on my fashion, but we all have a one-off. But I did see someone in an interview that they look very young, but from what they were wearing, I could see the boobs was hanging low. The boobs kind of showed their age. And so I never thought about that. I wanted to make that point, but I didn't want to interrupt you again, that based on what you wear and what you do can actually tell on yourselves. And so, like you said, that can change the perspective of how you look at a person if you sometimes show too much. So, very good point. So, oops, excuse me. Let's talk about Selena Gomez.
Mm.
She was crying over the deportation, the immigration. And unfortunately, she erased the video. I wish she did not erase the video. It was bothering her. Um, about the deportation and things like that. And then a lot of the Latino community, the videos, I don't know if you've seen them, they're regretting their decision that they vote for Trump. They're asking Black people to come and stand with them to fight the fight. And what I would have to say, Selena, honey, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be honest. And that's how it hurt you. You come from a Hispanic, Latino, hope I'm saying it right, community. So it hits you a little bit different than other people that may not be non-Hispanic. And so, if it hurts you, then that's definitely understandable. And you shouldn't have had to delete yourself crying. From the Latino community regretting their decision for Trump, I don't know what to tell you. And far as wanting the Black people to come and rally around you for the ones that said that on November the 5th, I did. I stood in the line next to you. That was my way of rallying with you on November the 5th. Um, it's saddening, seeing it happen, but I also have to think about Laken Riley, the law that Trump, signed in. She was running and unfortunately just running before school. The only thing that I do want to know about it, though, that I wish somebody can clear this up, and I hope somebody talks, Laken looked like she veered off the path of the trail, and I don't know, the video wasn't very clear, and and that doesn't constitute anybody hurting her. But if she did rear off from what I saw in the video, I would encourage everybody, stay on that trail, stay in that road where people are running, just to keep yourself safe. But to go into the Laken Riley law, um Trump said this was what he was going to do. He stood by his word. He stood on business, because the Laken Riley story really bothered him. She was the Georgia student. She was a nursing student, while she was doing a morning jog. Obviously, I think his name was I think maybe Jose Ibarra, that got her. I mean, he hit the girl with a rock in her head. If you hear the 911 call, you can hear her just like, like, help me. um, it's one thing to just, SA someone, but it's another to just beat them so brutally bad when this girl was so little, so frail. And so for things like that, again, guys, y'all gonna clown me. I'm not trying to be cold to Candace Owens, but I'm happy that Trump is getting rid of the mass murderers and the people that are doing wrong. But everybody that's being deported is not. I saw a story on a man. He's been here for over 20 something years, married his kid. He said, I'm a hard worker. I'm not a person, a criminal. All of them are not criminals. But you got to get your paperwork in line. And so that is why, Trump has taken this so far for the simple fact of Laken Riley. So again, Anthony, I know that's a lot from Selena to the Latino community regretting their decision, asking Black people to rally around them, and then unfortunately, Laken life being taken by an illegal immigrant over here.
Well, um, quick question. Did Selena vote for Trump?
You know what? I don't know. I don't
I
know if
thought I
she
saw a
made.
headline that says, well, I know there's definitely a lot of headlines about the
That's a
Latino
great
community
question.
that
Hmm.
whatever, but I thought I saw a headline where it said that she regrets her decision or something like that,
She
which
did. It
is
could be. I do know, though. I'm glad you said that. This is the one thing I know from a fact. 55%. 55% of Latino men voted for Trump, and 38% of female Latino people voted for Trump.
and
That's
that's
high.
where the election was won.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and my barber had this conversation and everything. Um, there's a lot of layers to this. Um, uh, from where I'm from, extremely diverse community. Um, I grew up around a lot of everybody. Definitely grew up around a lot of Latinos. Um, eh, have very close ones to me.
Yeah,
Um, my significant other is an Afro Latina person.
yeah.
So, um, she wasn't one of these people that are
I was gonna
regretting her
say,
decision.
is
Nigga,
she getting
hell
deported
no.
now?
Are
Wait a
you
minute. She gonna
kidding
still
me?
be.
No, she ain't one of the people that's regretting her decision,
Oh, okay.
because
Okay.
she didn't make that decision.
Yeah.
But like, and I get it. I guess
She
my thing
legal though,
is,
right? I mean,
no, no,
I'm
no, no,
just.
no. Well,
I
so
had asked Julian. I
what
said,
I was
"Hey, do
about
you
to
got
say
your
was
papers?"
is this particular situation is affecting her. It's affecting her because she is the first. Her parents were not born here. Her aunts and uncles were not born here. Um, so this particular, it's close to me because obviously, she's the love of my life, all these things, and it is
Right.
affecting. She's really worried. Like her family is really worried.
Mm,
So it ain't no joke on that end. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. Like I said, Spanish was her first language.
yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying? They're legal. They got papers, but you don't know
Oh,
how
that's good.
far it's gonna go. You don't know how far it's gonna
Yeah.
try and go back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, at the time that she was born, I don't know if that was the case. There's a lot to it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, from that standpoint, it's different. I have a different understanding with that, even though she's a citizen, all that kind of stuff. But he's
Okay.
talking
That's
about,
okay.
it could affect people who were, even though they're citizens, you know what I'm saying? Like it could affect, but if you were born to people who weren't at the time that you were born, there's a whole lot of layers to the shit.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah. It is.
directly does affect her. Like a lot of people in her family are scared. It's a real thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't get no citrus because in the Central Valley of California, nobody's going to work because they're afraid that the ICE is
They're
going to show up
afraid.
and deport them.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. What I want to go, so that part is a real thing. I have a lot of empathy towards that because naturally, not only her but others. But like, if I'm just going to keep it close to home, like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real worry. There are real plans in place that are you know, there's real alternatives that are being exercised on how to move forward in the event that some crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
The Latinos, 55% of the men voted for Trump, 38% of the women voted for Trump. And you're saying you want the black folks to come stand with you. My frustration is, and this is person who I can't tell you the amount of Latino friends, support, all the things. I absolutely have always been one who has always had close ties to the community, and the people I'm talking about don't fit this mold, actually. But I just wanted to say that disclaimer because it doesn't really change what I'm about to say. And the standpoint of this is the shit that people like me have been saying. Like, why wouldn't that be the stance anyway? Right? Why did it take this for it to be like, black people, come stand with us? We, hey, black people, come stand with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
don't be on this Latinos for Trump because you're trying to separate from us, and then he turns around and stabs you in the back, and now all of a sudden you want us to come stand with you. That's you should just come stand with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, it goes back to the conversation I had earlier. You know what I'm saying? When I say, how is it that we can hate on each other? I remember giving
Right.
this cat a ride, Mexican dude, super cool dude. When I was driving Uber, we all know about the Uber days. Lisa had him, I had him. You know,
Yeah.
we've all had to get on this grind to survive. And we were literally joking, and I was like, dude, I have no idea. I don't know. I always make the joke. I don't know why anybody's racist because there's so many things that we can learn from. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I just ate black food all the time, the way we eat food, nigga, I'd be dead by now. You know what I'm saying? Because the way we
Right.
eat food, X, Y, and Z. It's joking, but it's whatever. Oh, what
Hey,
did you do in that? Oh, you have it a little healthier way. Oh, that's cool. Oh,
yeah.
this and that and the third. Oh, hey, listen. Hey man, we cats over here, man. Tacos and burritos and enchiladas and all that kind of stuff. And we do a lot of this shit the same, especially in the Black and Latino community. I've never understood. Like, I moved to Southern California. I'm from Northern California, Sacramento stand up, North Highlands, California stand up, and obviously everybody has their tensions everywhere, but like, uh, it's different up north. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're a little more aligned. When I moved down here, it was a lot more separated. And I was like, really? And I'm like, damn, but we kind of do like the same shit the whole way we do like the get-togethers and the gatherings and the aunties and the uncles and the partying, and like all of our cultures intersperse, they intermingle. I don't understand what this big separation is, and that is literally systematic separation. Because if we peeled all that away, we are literally standing on the same boat. So literally, figuratively, however you want to say that, we are literally standing on the same boat. We are all FOBs around this motherfucker. If you want to keep it a thou wow, um, they brought us over here. You guys were over here, and they stole your land. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't understand then why. Because to your point and to Trump's defense, this ain't been nothing. Everything that he's doing, he said he was going to do. He literally did. I don't know what made you go to the poll and say, I'm going to go vote for him. If this is what your interest is. Now, if your interest isn't this, because I've had debates with Latino people, you know what I'm saying, with Mexican people, where I've been the people defending Mexicans because they were like, oh, yeah, they need to build the wall in X, Y, and Z. And finally, I was talking to this girl, cool ass girl, but I had to pause and say, how is it I'm defending your people harder than you are? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if if you are somebody who doesn't really give a shit, okay. If you don't really care, okay. But a lot of y'all that went and voted for him, you do care. This is something that's going to affect you personally because you guys are completely, extremely close knit. All of you guys have big families.
Right.
There's somebody who's going to be affected by this, whether no matter how legal you are, there's somebody who's going to be affected by it who's really close to you and all these kinds of things. So that's kind of the frustration for me. It's this retroactive perspective, like
Hmm.
going into it. I don't understand why, because all that is a move to try and be against the quote unquote people that they call woke, that they try and dispel now. Yeah, even a lot of black people are trying to dispel the woke shit that are on the Trump shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now you want us to come stand with you for a decision you made because you were literally the swing, literally.
Yeah.
The Latinos were literally the swing. That's the 55% of the Latinos voted for Trump, 38%, I mean, men, 38% of women. As a woman, considering how he feels about women, this is all women. It is confusing to me that why you voted for him. But
Right.
hey, listen, certain policies, whatever, you were fed up with the price of eggs, you know what I'm saying, whatever that is. But I'm just saying, like, I really do wish this, at least the meeting of the minds would have happened before. Now, if we would have met, we would have met with the minds, because that's the shit I'm on. Like, we do
Yeah.
this and I'm having fun. I know it's every day and I don't want to get too Stokely
Yeah.
Carmichael on anybody or anything like that. Too much Fred Hampton, because I'm really Fred Hampton when it comes to it. Rainbow Coalition, I'm on all that shit. Hell, I say it on a song you featured on. Hey, what do you say? Redo the Rainbow Coalition with the new swagger style. That is literally what Ant Wild's on. But I wish we would have. I just wish we would have stood together before.
Yeah.
Um, that's not me endorsing that. I'm saying fuck y'all. We shouldn't come stand with y'all now. I do really wish we would have stood together before. Um, Call on us to see if we're going to be making the right to vote together, because that's the stage in life that we're at right now. That's how we need to be calling upon each other. Hey man, this cat Trump talking about this, I ain't really fucking with Kamala though. Black people, let's get together, let's talk about this, because I want to vote for Trump, but is it this? We need to be mobilizing, man. It's real out here. This is not the time. We do not live in a space and time now where we can be separated, where we can just move on our own. That's not the time right now. Trust me, I wish it was. I like mobilizing. I like coming together, X, Y, and Z. But a lot of people be on such fuck shit nowadays. I don't want to be bothered with y'all neither. I'd rather go make my dope ass music, do my dope ass podcast with one of my absolute favorite people in the world right now that I'm doing this podcast with right now. I'd rather go do my thing. I'm finding myself being called on through the spirits, through the ancestors, through my parents, through all these people to be, hey man, Ant, you can't do it, you can't be on your own no more. You got to get out here and talk to people, which is why I'm talking right now, literally in response to, hey, blacks, we want you to come stand with us. Well, you should just want us to come stand with you. Don't let it just be because Trump has disappointed you in something he said he was going to do and you voted for his ass anyway. We need
Yeah.
to come together and stand on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's both sides.
Yeah.
There's just more shit that I see that's bullshit on this side, but it's both sides. We if you if I am somebody, if we get a big enough platform and you're like, Ant has a platform, we need to call Ant to the table. If I come to the table, and I hope the people that do have the platform now and come to the table and meet with y'all, yeah, we can come stand with y'all, but we need to be standing. This ain't gonna just be for this issue. We got another 4 years to try and put somebody in, no matter what side of the house they're on. We got 4 years to try and put somebody in where we all feel like economically we're going to be this way, social. I'm like you with memorandum. I can't talk now. From a social standpoint, we're going to be this way. We're going to align like this. This is what we want it to look
Sociological.
like. We're going to create an infrastructure like this. We got to get on some shit right now, and it can't just be because, the terrible things that are happening, because there's terrible shit that's happening. It's some inhumane shit that's happening. But guess what? It was happening during his first administration when they had all these motherfucking camps out here and kids are getting ripped from their families and shit. It was happening. What would make you go vote for that? I'm talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because as a selfish person, I can say, quote unquote, we'll see how long that lasts. I can say, oh, well, shit, I'm a citizen of this country. I ain't really got a trip. But we don't know how long that's going to last. We don't know that 14th Amendment. Thankfully, the judge is standing on it, and as I've done more research, I've become a little more comfortable. It seems like it's not going to be as easy as he thinks, but
Mhm.
I'm just saying we need to be standing on some shit. That's Latino. Anybody who's not on that elitist um type
Standpoint.
shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, no matter what color you are, we need to be
yeah.
standing on some shit. This is
Yeah.
the time. We're gonna history is trying to repeat itself. We got motherfuckers in power that are literally trying to do it, and they got more powers to do it now because they have this shit that we're looking at right now, which is social media, which is YouTube, which is all this shit. They have all the companies. They are pushing an agenda. They're not fact checking anymore. AI is
Yeah.
becoming a real thing. They can literally create scenes, you guys. So if we gonna stand, we need to be standing. Let this platform keep growing because it's will, and you let one of you powerful motherfuckers be like, "Hey man, I heard Aunt Wild, Lisa Renee talking. Aunt Wild was talking some shit, man. He got some people behind him. Yeah, tell him to come up here. I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's go, but let's go for real though. We can't just be going because of that. There's a lot of black shit that's fucked up. There's a lot of Latino shit that's fucked up. There's a lot of economical shit that's fucked up. There's a lot of women shit that's fucked up. There's a lot of shit that's fucked up. So we need to we gonna stand. Let's stand on all this shit. This motherfucker just pardoned 1,500 people who rushed the White House. We talking about America. All these motherfuckers out here talking about take America back and all that shit. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get on that rant. I'm just being one. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I'm keeping it on some street shit. Y'all motherfuckers is taking it to politics. I'm keeping it on some street shit.
Yeah.
He just pardoned 1,500 people who destroyed the White House, the very symbolism of our freedom that we live in. This woman is from DC. I've been to the White House. I've been to the capital of California. I've been to a few capitals. Nothing compares to how that shit is huge. They stormed that motherfucker and they got pardoned because that's saying that behavior is acceptable. None of them motherfuckers who got pardoned look like you guys. None of them look like us. None of them look like the Asians. None of them look like that. They all looked a certain way. They were all part of certain organizations. We need to wake the fuck up. So if you talking about could we need black people come stand, if you asking me, let us get. I'm speaking for me. I'm sure I'm holding a lot what Lisa may agree with, but I'm just gonna speak on me because I'm talking about Aunt Wild shit. Let this shit keep building and you be like, ooh, Ant was talking that shit. Let's bring him to the forefront, nigga. We gonna stand on some shit. We gonna stand on some shit. We gonna organize around this motherfucker. We ain't just gonna be coming to do it and kumbaya and oh, terrible things are happening to Latino families, which is terrible. Again, I am completely directly affected, but the section of people that I'm directly affected are more in line with what I'm saying because they look like me. See what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot we need to get into that. If I have no problem because
Yeah.
I again I am a Latino fucking advocate. I love Latino women. I love Latino food, all the things. So I do not like seeing it happen. It is some bullshit. I'm shedding tears, all the things. I'm totally with you. But we need to have some real talk in that too. You want us to come stand with you? Like I said, when Lisa was like, I was with you at the voting line, I understand why she said that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a thou wow. Like,
I'm sure. Wait, they were in that
no,
long ass
listen,
Q&A.
let's keep it.
I stood
We
and
gotta keep it a
united,
thou wow
but
because in
yeah,
that move, when you
yeah,
say Latinos for Trump and all this shit, you are sending the message that you are trying to separate from us, who are the main people who would be at your back. Because guess what? We have the same similar kind of circumstances. Motherfucker, we party the same way. We listen to hip hop. Y'all motherfuckers listen to like the mariachi music. You go took a black motherfucker, you put them in a Mexican party or a Latino party, and they playing mariachi music. We gonna be in there doing the mariachi with y'all. Same shit. We'll take a Latino motherfucker, put them in a hip hop party, and y'all motherfuckers gonna be hip hopping it up. We do the same shit. It's just a different flavor to it. So in that move, I'm just saying you're sending a message you want to separate, and we should have been doing this shit all along.
yeah. Well, a separation has definitely happened. Probably not the way that we wanted, but a separation is definitely happened. And the one thing again, y'all gonna clown me on my Candace Owens stuff right
Nigga,
now.
she's on some Candace Owens shit. I do not endorse. I think Candace spells it the same way as my sister, which is crazy as shit. Because nobody spells it like my sister, and I think this motherfucker does, which is a disgrace to one of the best women to ever walk on planet Earth, which is my sister.
This is what I do want to say that we
Oh
can
no,
leave
she doesn't spell it the
the
same way. Okay,
Republican
cool.
Party.
Okay, okay, cool.
Let's
Okay, okay, cool. It's
let's
a different.
learn this
She's
from the
DACE.
Republican.
That's different. It's different. It's different.
Let's 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 look at this from a different lens, guys. I think the Democratic Party, we can learn something from the Republican Party. A lot of times, let's see if if Aunt Wow goes with me on this. A lot of times as a Democratic, we tiptoe, dippy, tiptoe around everything because we want to be so kind and so nice. And being kind and being nice is good, but you also got to stand on business. One of the reasons why I am going so hard in 2025, because I can tell you from an entertainer standpoint, you always feel like you're asking. You're being so careful. Can I? Can I? It has to come to a point that you're going to be like, I can. And guess what? I got to do the shit myself. Right? That side of Trump taking charge, we need to take a little bit of that. right?
Agreed.
We need to take a little bit of that, take charge, stand on business. Yeah, let's give some roses and flowers, but we also got to stand on business. People are tired of the fake lens that people are wearing. People want real, real. That's
True.
why YouTube is doing so good. And all the celebrities, I know y'all like, I got to get this money. YouTube, you better get this money. Because people started watching. I used to have a channel way back in the day. I'm just starting back on my grind. I should have kept it going. My sister will tell you, I was doing it early on. But people wanted to just relate with regular people.
Yeah.
And so I think as a Democratic, if we're going to come back, we got to come back swinging. People don't want to hear the song and dance.
No.
People don't want to have you being like I know now people are we've been raised and brought up. I want to be so careful. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And that's what made us lose
1,000.
because
Couldn't
of that.
agree more.
You know what I'm saying? So we
Facts.
have to take something from them to say, if you're going to say something, we need to do it. And then let me tell you what Trump does well. He will sing the blues, and I did this, and I did that. And that happened because of me too. We are too modest. We do so many things. And we're like, nah, I don't tell anybody. And I know that because I was that person. But 2025, that is over.
Yeah.
Be proud and glad and relish in the things that you do and be okay with that. But more importantly, as Democrats, we've got to stand on business. I'm gonna use
Yeah.
a term. I love her. Again, don't y'all fuss with me. I love this woman. That's why I got her right here. But I'm gonna give an analogy of what I'm talking about. That Michelle didn't follow her damn self. She said, when they go low, we go high. But when it came to the inauguration,
Yeah. Yeah.
Michelle said, not today. I'm not going high.
Hey, you looking for a nigga? Nigga here now.
I'm going low, 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 low.
Looking
You know
for a
what I'm
nigga?
saying?
Nigga here now.
Michelle is like, so that's what I'm trying to say. You know, we come up with these euphemisms and it's great. I get that. Sometimes you do have to go high when people go low, but sometimes we gotta stand and firm and be like, everybody ain't gonna like it. And
Yeah.
guess what? I don't give a rat's assets if they
Very
don't.
true. Could not
I've got
agree.
to stand in who I am. So we got to learn some of
For
that from the
sure.
Republican about being more assertive in our stance and where we stand. And it's really about what I will say that I think a lot of people appreciate Trump. And I remember again, y'all can throw tomatoes at me. I'm just gonna quote Candace on saying this. And I don't watch Candace all the time, but she'll come up her
You
sound.
watch her enough.
I know her sound bites. I'm like, damn, why am I liking some of her
Hey,
stuff?
your ass watch her
But
enough.
this is what she said about Kanye. The reason why she resonates with Kanye is because he's so real, real. And I know a lot of times we don't like the real, real. And I do think that sometimes you do have to have respect for others. So let's talk about the Taylor Swift when he jumped on the stage. You know, you can be real, but you ain't got to go and disrespect people. But when it comes to you just doing your own thing and being yourself, so prime example, if Trump is giving a speech and he's gloating on himself, don't knock him for that.
That's true.
We have got to talk about the wonderful things that we have done as Democrats and stand firm on it. We cannot keep going the modest route because we're just not going to win. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened. The hope train is gone away.
Yeah.
The
No.
hope,
Facts.
I just hope, I just hope and hope. No, people are tired of it. They want, so they relate to Trump for the simple fact he is just more real and realistic to people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's perfect because I ain't vote for him at all. But
Yeah.
I can see his gifting.
1,000%.
He knows how to persuade the hell out of people
Mm-hmm.
who do not do the research on their own. And
1,000.
that's why he won. He,
The I'm sorry, go ahead.
he brought in the heavy hitters. He was going to do whatever he could to win. And now that he's won, basically what he's saying is, nah, 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 boo, boo.
Yeah,
I
oh nigga.
told
Hey,
you.
that and
I told you.
I'm telling
I
you.
told you. So I think we have got to come in strong. We got to come in with our Stacey Abrams. And Kamala got to come on with her California, her attorney prosecutor, the real Kamala
Well,
that a lot of y'all didn't really get to see.
yeah,
She's not for the shits. Don't get it wrong.
that's where she
She's
lost.
not.
That's where she lost. That's
Yes.
exactly where she lost. She should have and it's funny you say that though with the Candace Owens because this doesn't happen a lot. And by the way, I don't really there's a lot of black woman reasons why I don't really jive with Candace Owens, but she does say some things that are very that have a lot of substance to them.
Right. You're like, oh, I don't want to agree with her, but I agree with
There's
her.
certain things she does. I'm not gonna front. I ain't gonna front with it. Listen, come on the show, baby girl. Let's do it. Like I don't even because I don't have to sit here and like, be on the opposite side of you. Like I just don't agree with your stance overall. But that doesn't mean we got to be. Come on, let's do it. Like that doesn't mean we got to be over here set tripping on each other. Like I'm still a brother when it comes to that. Like we ain't got to be. I just don't see you. I just don't see you holding them accountable the same way you hold us. Every time I see you on a clip, mind you, I don't see a lot of them, but every time I see you on a clip, you're quick to detonate something that has black related and quick to give excuses to something on the other side. That's just not something that really resonates with me. But she does say some shit that's like, damn, word, good one. But I will say to touch back on that point to totally um second what you're saying, that's where Kamala lost. She lost because she was being a politician. She should have been a prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, use a prosecutor. Hey, you done put hella niggas in jail. You know what I'm saying? And I say that literally like that because that's why a lot of brothers, I'm from Northern California, so a lot of brothers up north don't like her based on she was that person they suck them sick on. Hey, go get your people, lock them up. You know what I'm saying? She was. She has done a lot. She did a lot of reform. She did a lot of stuff that was good. And to your point, none of that got highlighted. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the if you vote for me, like the debate for 1,000%. I was just talking about the debate. And this is good. This is good. I'm glad you brought that up because this is good. This is good. I know we don't want to keep going too long because the metrics say we should be within a certain time period, but and I'll keep it succinct, but it's important that we talk about these things. That's where she lost. From a strategy standpoint, this has nothing to do with being Republican or Democrat. She won the debate, but she didn't put his foot she didn't put her foot on his neck because she was being nice. She was being modest. She was being a politician. Donald coming out being Donald. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker stumbles over his words. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't do anything, but he comes and he does it, and he stands on it every time. He's gonna go on any publication. He's gonna go on. He'll go on any publication. He'll go on anything. He's there for the smoke. All that kind of shit. People resonate with that. Real motherfuckers, even like me, can say, "Hey, Donald did do that." You know what I'm saying? Again, that's not me being a partisan thing. That's just a real life. Like, if we're talking strategy, he lost the debate, but he went on every single thing. She didn't go on anything because they were trying to protect things because they didn't want too much to come out on her because to use too much on her. It should have been like, nah, man. If we
went on the show with the 3 black women. He didn't care.
He went on with the 3 black women. It did a terrible job. Did terrible, said all kind of things, had to put his foot in his mouth to black, coming to take the black child. He got his ass roasted or whatever. You know what? He brought his ass up there and he would have went back the next day if they called him. You feel me? And that's where I'm giving him props. You know what I'm saying?
I love the blacks.
The blacks. You took it, you came and took it, the blacks. And what do you mean by the blacks? You took the black.
I want the blacks.
The black. The black.
We gonna have to do a skit, Trump. A skit coming for you. We did Thick Mala. I said we did Thick Mala Harris. If y'all ain't seen Thick Mala Harris, watch my video.
Thick Mala's classic. Hey, look, and Thick Mala, hey, look, we giving her some business too. You know what I mean? So, hey, look, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, we real at the end of the day. But that's where she lost. She lost because she didn't keep it a thou wow. You may have alienated certain people that did vote for you because you kept it vague, but you lost more because you just didn't keep it a thou wow. You were in there being a politician during the debate, and and then that's why if you vote for me and all, man, fuck all that bullshit, man. Come up on here, man. He can't talk. The nigga he can't answer no questions. He kept deviating and all that. He did a terrible job. You should have
Yeah.
been a prosecutor. Every single mistake he made, you should have been in the courtroom. You should have been whatever. You now because again, I said this on the wonderful Zoom you had the day after the election. You already and you could have still did that and been a great politician just in your delivery. I'm not saying you had to come in here NorCal. This is Bay Area, nigga. What's happening? Throwing up gang signs with cornrows. You could have came and spoke elegantly and all that kind of shit. You already have things going for you. You're light skinned. You're married to a white man. White men think you're attractive. You have the whole thing going on. You got the pretty smile. You got the stature. You're tall and shit. You got the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you came and played all that way too much to that side. You should have came in on business. Like, hey, when they asked you, one of the things that absolutely, and me and my barber were talking about this, and I agreed with him 100%. He said, well, I had already been saying this. He just happened to say it in this conversation before I did. But I'd already been saying this. I've been saying this on record, posts, whatever, in different conversations. I think she was on The View, and they asked her, would you do anything different than that happened in the Biden administration? And she was like, I don't think I'd do anything different. That was probably the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you should have been like, yeah, I would do a lot different. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You lost a lot of people with that one. I've
Yeah,
talked to people personally and said after, yeah,
that was
yeah,
it.
because let me interrupt you just one second because and I know you'll feel me on this. They coach people and they train people to not be themselves.
Mm.
You do best when you relish in your authentic self.
Sit in it.
If
Sit in it.
Kamala would have just been Kamala, I think would have been fine.
I agree. I
Because
couldn't
she
agree
already
more.
knows how to debate. What y'all coach, and I can tell she was coached because of her poise and things like that. But if you allow people to just be their authentic selves,
Sick
my
'em,
God,
dog.
what can they be?
Sick 'em. Sick 'em. Sick 'em. We sick 'em. You and the Democratic Party again. This is a strategic. This is me being sports. This is a sports like this is as we're talking about sports.
Oh,
The
so you
Dem-
might as well transition to that.
yeah, but I'm just saying like I'm talking about it from a from like because it's the game, right? It's all
Yeah.
strategy. The Democratic Party should have had enough foresight to say
Mhm.
exactly what we're saying. Hey, man, yes, we want you to deliver messages a certain way, but sick 'em, dog, sick 'em, fuck it, because that's what he gonna do again. It's
Meet
funny
him
you
where
say
he's
about the
at.
it's funny you say about
Meet
the
him where
Candace.
he's at.
Meet him
Meet
where he
him
at.
where he's at.
It's funny you say the Candace Owens thing because I do find myself at certain times being like, well, to Trump's defense, you feel what I'm saying? Like he
Right.
he doing exactly what he said. He coming in and doing it. He ain't leaving. He in that particular sense, as much as I think a lot of what that whole system is
Mm-hmm.
bigger than him, as much as I think a whole lot of that whole system is full of shit,
Yeah.
in that particular sense, he kept it a thou wow, right?
Yep. Yep.
Come in there, meet him where he at. Like Michelle said, you go low, we go low. And that don't mean you have to be like him in name calling. You could.
No.
There were so many points in the debate that she let him off the hook. She asked him about. He kept bringing up immigration, and when he was talking about motherfuckers eating cats and dogs and shit, and she said, "Well, I actually did try and sign an administrative order, but Trump had it locked. I was going to send 1,500 people to the troops." And then they asked him that, and he gave some bullshit ass answer and didn't answer. And then she addressed the bullshit. She should have just stayed, nigga, stay in prosecution more. You was a motherfucker. At the end of the day, excuse my language. I know I don't know if we're supposed to be. We might have to talk about language or something because I want to be authentic, but I don't want to mess stuff up either. So
Right.
I don't know what to do. I just want to keep it a thou wow to resonate
Right.
with it. So excuse me,
Right.
we got to bleep some shit
And
out.
maybe say half of the word. I don't know. But just keep going right now. We'll just keep going. We'll cross that bridge when well, they didn't already tell.
I'm just saying. Um, I'm gonna say it for the
Remind me
sake
of
of.
Storm Monroe. Storm Monroe is another YouTuber. And he be cussing people like, stop cussing so much. But if
I'm
everybody
not
felt
out
the
here
way he
trying to cuss. I'm just trying to be
yeah,
authentic. I'm just
exactly.
trying to
To
give
who
some
you
real
are.
life spit. And in
Exactly.
that state, you went. to this. So, oh, let me address this. And listen, you got one time. If I was coaching, you got one. We got a 2-3 time limit of you plugging. That's why you need to go vote for Kamala Harris. After every answer you gave, you said, and that's why in the polls you need to go vote. You got 2-3 times. If I was there, I'd have
Yeah.
been like, hey, you got one more time to say that. Don't say that shit no more, nigga. Keep it
Right.
right here. Nigga, we here debating. We don't give a fuck about you going to vote for me right now. Right now, we here debating. I'm gonna show you why you should vote for me over this motherfucker.
Right.
And the reality of it is she had it in the ballots. She lost a lot on the electoral votes, but if you look at
Right.
all those places she lost, they were extremely close. They were 51-49, 52-48. She lost a lot, very close races, and that's based on exactly what we're talking about. When they ask you, hey, is there something different you should do in the 4 years? Yeah, there are a few things differently. That doesn't mean you got to diss the Biden
Yeah, you
administration that you
don't.
were part of. All you say is, just like anybody, we're human. We put things in place. We came into a shitty situation because they did. Let's keep it a
Yeah.
buck. They came
Yeah.
into a shitty situation. We came into a really situation. We put some things in place. We thought we were going to help. Got a little away from us. Economy got a little away from us. We got to cut certain blocks from Congress on this when we were trying to pass these bills, X, Y, and Z. We probably didn't handle that correctly. So now we have things in place now because our system is already in place. And factually, if you check the facts, the economics were on an uptick. Now, it was slowly but surely, but they were on an uptick at the time the Biden administration left office. So, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. Da, 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 da. Doesn't mean you got to be perfect, but just keep it a buck. I wouldn't do
Exactly.
anything different with a nigga. Why they going to vote for your ass?
So here's our last hot topic. We'll make it quick so we can segue into sports. So just take the feedback that you guys gave us. Dank Demoss, the rapper, was denied riding in a Lyft car. So you talked about, I wanted to interject when you were talking about driving if and Lyft and stuff like that in Uber. She weighs over 600 pounds. The driver basically told her, no, she can't come in. It will weigh his car down. No, you can't come in. My tires are not good. She went live, talked about it. It made the news. So I have to ask you, because I had to ask myself when I was driving part time, when I left, and I'll talk about this, guys, one day, but I ended up leaving my 6-figure job, getting a scholarship to go act in Atlanta, and I started to drive Lyft part time because I couldn't really do a full time while I was training and acting and stuff like that. And I had to ask myself the question, would I have let her got into my car? My answer would have been this. I would have let her got into my car. Depending on what happened to the car when she got in, would have made my determination if she would have stayed in or not. Because if it had weighed my car down too low, I'd have been like, sis, I'm sorry. You might need to get an XL. Anthony, take the smirk off your face. Or something, but it's weighing down my car to where my car is scraping, at the bottom. But I probably would have got her. What would you have done, Anthony?
I I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know a situation. I mean, depending on how far she was going, I have a Prius. When I was driving Uber,
Oh no, she
yeah, probably not. The only
yeah,
thing that would be
not a
her
priest.
saving grace is I have gotten a lot of shit in there with a lot of people. That motherfucker's pretty sturdy. So
Okay.
that's the only thing. If I'm in a rental, like because I used to do the Uber rentals. If I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
rental, come on in, girl. Shoot, you
It
got
was
another
not
six
your
hundred pounder,
car.
bring her too. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a situation other than like people being drunk. I almost had to. Well, I did have to kick these two dudes out, and they straightened up because I was literally about to physically remove them
Right.
because they was drunk, and
Yeah.
dudes started talking shit, and I was about to put the mittens on him. Um, I don't know if there's a situation where I'm like, other than like pets, and it has nothing to do with the pets. It's because I let this lady in with the dog. I was very clear about it, and so ever since then, I'm like, if you don't have any control of your pet, I ain't gonna do that.
Right. Yeah.
But I
It's
rarely turn
responsible.
down anybody. So I don't know if that would have qualified. I may have made her, like sit in the back if you could sit in the middle to kind of balance things out.
No.
That's why when you were doing the
Right.
whole thing, that's why I had this
Right.
circle because you was doing all that.
Right.
I wasn't trying to disrespect her, but I rarely turn people down, so I don't know if I would have even thought to turn her down. To be honest with you, like, oh shit, I now that we're talking about it, I probably should have had a little more thought like that. Like, yo, man, you
Yeah.
can weigh my shit down. You know what
Your
I'm saying? But
suspension.
I
Yeah,
don't
because you're
just be
doing the
keeping it
maintenance
a
on it.
buck. I don't know if I would have ever even thought to turn her down, if that
Right.
makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And I think just people got to realize, because I'll watch the clips sometimes, most times that is a person's car. They have the right to deny you. So I would tell people something that a good boss told me. Sugar goes a longer way. Okay. Giving sugar will take you a lot further. Some of the best advice I gave you, and that doesn't mean you're being fake or whatever, but when you're trying to accomplish something, which means I am trying to get to an event, I am trying to get home, I am trying to do whatever I need to do, it is always good to err on kindness with these Uber and Lyft drivers because they can deny you because
Shit,
it is their car.
you might want to be. You treat it like you would treat anybody bringing you some food. You know what
I
I'm
know people
saying?
look at the corporation, but nah, these people, the reason why Uber and Lyft do these jobs is because they don't want to deal with corporations.
Right.
They
Facts.
don't want somebody telling them what to do. So when you get in their car and you try to tell them what to do to a person that don't like being told what to do, that's why they're doing that. It's
Facts.
never going to work. Most people that do the DoorDash and Uber and Lyft are people that don't want to be in the corporate mundane. So it's never smart to go at these people because these people are not for it. That's
Yeah.
why they don't do corporate jobs for the most
Facts.
part. So I
That's
would
facts.
I will leave that alone. So what we got coming up in sports? Super Bowl
So
coming
we
up. I
so we
know
got
soon,
sports
soon,
coming
soon.
up. We got the
Not
Super
this
Bowl
weekend, next
coming
weekend,
up.
right?
I'm a little yeah, man. We were right there, man. We
I
were right
know, I
there. We
know.
had
Oh, I
too
was
many
disappointed.
turnovers. Even with the turnovers, we were down 33,
Horrible.
23. We got the ball back. We were driving, and then Austin Eckler unfortunately fumbled. And once he fumbled, I looked at my boy. I said, "That's it. That we can't recover from that." So
We started
unfortunately,
fighting. Come
again,
on.
I'm West Side till I die, all that. But y'all should know by now, I'm a huge, huge Skins fan. DMV, stand up. But we ain't going. We ain't going. So we got the
We ain't
Chiefs and we
going.
got the Eagles again, a rematch from a couple years ago. So it's very interesting. The Chiefs now in the Patrick Mahomes era. This is gonna be their, let's see, one, two, three, four. This is gonna be their fifth Super Bowl. It's gonna be their third in a row. And if they win, they would have beaten two teams twice, and the only team that they would have lost to was a team they played once, which is the Bucks, because they've already played the Eagles and won, and we all
Hmm.
know they've played the 49ers twice and won, and here they are playing the Eagles again. So very interesting game. Um,
Who was that started fighting? Piss me off. Who was it
started
that started fighting last week? Somebody started
in
fighting.
our game.
Yeah.
Uh, the
I forgot who
cornerback.
that was. What's his name?
What's my man's name?
Anyway, I didn't mean to go. You keep
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
thing.
No, he
Yeah, but
started
I was really
fighting. Yeah, they
disappointed.
was he's a good corner too, but
And then what's with the jump? What was the leap? What was the guy? Was that him that kept doing this leap that just wasn't making no
oh
sense?
yeah, 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 yeah.
What
Well,
was
so what he was
that?
trying to do, because it was a big down, they were going in to score, and he was trying to time the snap count so that he could jump over the line because they were going to be doing the what they call the tush push, which means they got everybody behind. So he was trying to come over the top to stop the momentum, and they just kept
Oh,
fooling him on the snap count. And after a while, he was like, "Well, shit, they at second and a foot, nigga. I'm gonna keep jumping over."
I thought he was
Um,
trying to create a meme because I was like, what? It didn't make. I was just like, what? I was confused. I was confused. I was like, is
uh,
he creating his own
so
meme?
oh, excuse me. So yeah, we got that coming up.
Okay.
You got the Eagles and the Chiefs. If y'all would leave some damn comments, please tell me know who y'all think. We're gonna have another show before the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna give
Yes.
my official pick. It's hard
Okay.
to go against Patrick Mahomes, boy, but I can't lie. It would be cool if the Eagles were able to do it. We'll see. So we got that. Last night in the hoop world, I don't know if y'all watched last night. We had the Rockets. See, when it comes to, and I'm gonna keep this real quick because me and my boy gonna have a whole segment about this, going really in depth about these kinds of topics and whatnot. But if y'all didn't watch the Houston Rockets and Memphis Grizzlies game last night, that was like a throwback to the old school way. Like they don't like each other. It was physical. Niggas was pushing each other. It was really an intense game. That was a throwback. That was one of the best games I've seen all year as far as that, like the intensity. Them motherfuckers don't like
Nice.
each other. They was out there balling. It was something to prove. They're both fighting for the second and third spot in the West. They could meet each other in the playoffs. They're sending
Who
messages.
played the Rockets? Who were they playing against?
The Grizzlies.
Oh, the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies ended up winning by one, had to come back and win. They was down by 8 with like 2 minutes left to go, had to come back and win. Really intense game. Dylan Brooks used to be
Wow.
on the Grizzlies for a long time. So now he's on the Rockets. He don't like the way that they traded him. So now he's in there talking shit. It was just really, really, so that I'm saying this to y'all NBA, because everybody knows I'm a huge NBA fan. I'm a huge sports fan, but I'm a huge NBA fan. And that is how all the NBA, if you any other NBA players that are watching, especially y'all that are the premier players, this is how y'all need to be playing. That's how it's supposed to. From here on out, play like that because that is extremely
Dang, that
engaging
game was
TV.
that good?
It was that good. It was
Oh.
that good. And the Kings have lost 3 in a row. I think we played tonight, and we went really good. We let Mike Brown go. Doug Christie took over. We won, 7 out of 8, and then we went on the road and lost 3 in a row. So we got to get back in order. LeBron James, I was just saying to my boy last night, Lakers are 27-19 in the 5th spot. LeBron James is 40 years old and still one of the absolute best players out there. It's ridiculous. He's an alien. So I know y'all got a lot of y'all hate LeBron. Come on, man. We got to stop it.
Right. Right.
And that's that.
That's that. That's awesome for the sports. All right, guys. So we are going to wrap it up. Let me first say thank you, thank you, thank you, guys, for the views last week. Last time we checked, it was 1.3. We just don't know what y'all comments are. We're trying to get some
Yeah, they
feedback, but
trying to
we
get some
might be careful
feedback,
because that
man.
feedback, when I went live, boy, them trolls got in there and I was like, ooh, this is where my
Mm-hmm.
comedian side can come out. But drop us some
Hater.
comments and talk
Hater.
to us. We appreciate it. So we're about to get into our improv challenge. And as we lead up to Super Bowl, I thought it
Super
would be a better
Bowl.
word to have hip hop. Hip hop is our improv challenge. So, guys, basically, Anthony and I are both actors. And so we have this improv challenge that we do every week. And you, as the viewer, you need to let us know who won the improv challenge. So we know as a change, the channel starts to grow. You guys will feel more comfortable and you will start commenting. Come on, guys, we got to stop being democratic. Stop being shy. I need
Yeah,
y'all to be
yeah,
like
yeah,
Trump
yeah.
now. Get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
comments
Get your
in here.
Republican on.
Don't be shy.
Get your
Be bold
Republican
like I'm
on.
the first one in here. I need y'all to
Get your
don't be cool.
Republican on in this
I don't want to
motherfucker.
be the first one. I don't want to be the first one. I
No,
need
man.
y'all to get
Get your
started.
Republican on. Let's go.
All right, guys. So we're gonna start out with hip hop. Anthony, you ready to go? I think I go first this week, right?
Well, go on then if you go.
Here we go. Hip hop. My mic sounds nice. Check one.
My mic sounds nice because I'm tight.
Let me tell you a story. Yes. How I got to be so fresh.
And I'm from the West, and wild, extremely blessed.
You don't know hip hop. Salt and peppers here. Hey, hey, hey. Don't know the rest of the words. Hip hop.
Do what you like.
What is that?
I see guys and girls dancing. Do what you like. I see guys and girls dancing. Hip hop. Hip hop.
What do you know about hip hop, though? What
I
do you
know.
know about hip hop?
I know about the hip, the hop,
All right.
the hippie to the hip hop. You don't
You don't
bop the
stop.
stop it to the bang
Bang,
bang
bang,
boogie to
boogie
bump
to
bump the boogie to the up
in
to
a
the
bang, bang.
boogity bang.
Speed. You do
Now
know a
what
lot.
you hear?
It's not a test.
You know I'm coming straight up fresh.
I don't know the words. After that, we got 10.
9,
I ain't hip
8,
hop.
7, 6,
Six,
5,
five,
4.
four,
You know I'm
3,
coming
2,
through
1.
with hip hop on the mic to kick in the door. Yeah.
Hey, we got 60 seconds to do our thing, guys. So we love any of that, guys. As we end the show, we want to remind you to like this, comment on this, share, and subscribe to both of our channels. We appreciate you so much. And we just want to end the show giving last words. Again, condolences to everyone who lost people in the airplane crash. I know it has shook the world
Word.
overall. Thank you again for all the passengers, everybody being so kind to people who are still working in aviation. I can't imagine air traffic control, the pressure and things that they're probably feeling. Nobody wants to make a mistake.
Word.
Nobody wants to make a mistake in their job, and especially a mistake that can cost so many lives. And I'm not saying it's their fault, who fault. We're going to wait for the investigation. We need to find out what happened because we don't want this to happen again. But all of us want to be the best that we can possibly be. So I say, guys, coming to you from the Zen, let's give grace, let's be kind, and let's wait to see what happens. And once we hear what happens at that point, we'll say what we need to say about it. Anthony, any last words for you?
Listen, be what you were meant to be, not what they tell you you're supposed to be. Be the best, most authentic version of yourself. Quit letting them tell you what you should be thinking. If you think it, be able to stand by it, be able to explain it, be able to do all that. But don't take their perspective because you feel like you got to choose a side to fit in any of it. Because guess what? They all full of shit. So
I agree.
be you, be yourself, love those around you, love others, be kind. If they fucking with you, cool. If they ain't, it's cool too. Follow, like, subscribe. The official Lisa Renee, the real Aunt Wild, another Mother Poddio episode 4.
Hey,
We love y'all.
we out.
Peace.
Peace.